day, another wild story in a crazy way. Gossip nights and endless chats. We're taking turns with heartfelt laughs. Yeah, it's a world where secrets spill. Best friends ride on every thrill. From late night talks to morning cheers, we got each other year after year. Girl, did you hear that wild thing? We got stories that'll make you sing. From heartbreaks to dreams so clear. It's the podcast song for friends who cheer.
Remember Mervin's?
Dude, I worked at Mervin's.
No way, dude.
Yes. Like, people are just dicks when it comes to stuff like that.
It's almost like,
Like,
they're expecting
I try.
something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
like-
saying? I think we're going through a little bit of a recession.
Is that everybody or just us?
I think no, that's everybody. Like,
Are they trying? Is this a Mandela effect happening right in front of us? In like 3 years, they're gonna be like, pennies never existed.
no.
Hey guys, welcome to Girl Did You Hear? I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jessica.
Today we are on episode 29.
I think it's 28.
I think is it 28 or 29?
It's 28.
Episode 28. So really quick before we get into some fun topics for you today. Yesterday I had a washing machine mishap.
Oh no.
So it was the kids were doing laundry the other day before Gracie went to the hospital to have the baby. We got a new baby, by the way.
Congratulations.
Whoop, whoop. And it was doing like some weird error and the water wasn't like fully draining from the like washer. And the clothes were still like soaking wet. And I was like, what the hell? So I like reran it to see if that would help, and it was not working. And so I mentioned it to Tim, and I was like, hey, like when you have time, like, can you try to help me figure out what's wrong with the washer? And he's like, actually, this happened before, and he showed me what to do. Like the little drain plug on the bottom, he's like, if you just pull that out, he's like, sometimes it gets like full of like debris, dog hair, because, you know, we have like 1,000 dogs.
Only just.
And so I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, just be careful because sometimes a little bit of water will leak out. I was like, yeah, obviously. I didn't think like it would be that much water.
Oh, because of all the water that's still in the washing machine.
But there wasn't that much in the washing. Like there wasn't that much in there.
So do you have one of those like is it like the washing
front
machine?
load.
Okay. Yeah.
The front load, yeah.
Not from the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the drain plug is on like the lower left of the front of the washer. And so I had a towel there. And I went to like turn it like just barely to like let it like slowly come out.
Yeah, smart.
And it's like it just like popped open. And I was like, oh crap. And water's just like gushing out. And Trevor comes running in and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, there's water everywhere.
Grab a towel.
I was like, give me the towels. He's like, where's their shop vac? And so he got
Smart.
that. And I was like, thank God we had that. But like it got all underneath the freaking washer, so I had to like MacGyver like tools under there because ours is stacked.
Yeah.
So we can't just like shimmy it out of the way very easily. It was a mess, dude. And then I had to wash all the
Clothes that were in there again.
yeah, which were not my clothes, but I did it for them.
Yeah.
And then all the rugs on the floor, like my throw rugs that I have, I had to wash all of those.
Oh man, clogging that filter
So I
right
deep
back
cleaned
up.
the whole the laundry room
Wow,
yesterday.
spring clean. Look at you.
Unexpectedly.
You did such a great job.
It was a mess, but it's working, so that's good because I was like, damn, I really don't want to have to like purchase a new like appliance like that right now. You know?
I love it when the fix is simple.
Yes, thankfully.
Yeah.
So we're working well on that, which is nice.
A good washer dryer setup is key. We just got one
I
and
know.
it's a dream.
I know, and Peyton also got one recently, and I'm like, I want one, but not.
I know now that I have a new one, I'm like looking more into better laundry detergents. Like I need stuff to get cleaner because I had not realized how not clean my stuff was in my old setup. Now that I've got this new weight sensing energy efficient washer, I'm like, my clothes they're crisp. They come out, they smell nice right from the wash. And I'm
Yeah,
like, this
you
is
can
great.
tell a difference, dude.
And now I'm like, what can I do better? Is there something in my soap? Am I using like the right ingredients? You know, because I've always paid attention to like how much. I've always been my husband, unfortunately, I correct him sometimes because he uses a little too much soap. And that's okay because he does a really good job at his laundry. And
Yeah.
if that's how much soap he needs to use for his laundry, that's how much soap he needs to use.
Hey, if your husband does his own laundry,
yes, he does.
Kudos to that.
He
and he
does.
could use
As much soap as he
yeah.
needs. You know what? You're right. You're
Go for
absolutely
it.
right. I
use
need,
all the soap.
I need to back off. I'm
Just
I'm
kidding.
sorry, honey. But so I go into like the soap science, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to figure out the perfect ratio of like OxyClean to whatever brand detergent I'm running right now.
I have been seeing a lot, you know, me and like my food industry nonsense. I've just been seeing a lot of things recently about like metal toxicity in things, and like
Weird.
a lot of like chemicals and stuff are in our laundry detergents, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And so I was also like doing a lot of research on that, probably for different reasons than you were.
Right.
But that is something interesting, another rabbit hole to like go down. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole today.
No.
But it is an interesting topic.
Right.
Because it's stuff that like you wouldn't think about, but it's in like a lot of our foods, a lot of the things that we consume on a daily basis. And like people are getting treated for
Heavy metal poisoning.
which is crazy, dude. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, what? That's a thing?
That's insane.
Like,
yeah.
that is insane to me. And like, it's just one of those, another thing that's like, why, you know? But anyways, speaking of stores,
when it
and
comes to shopping for those heavy metals.
shopping, this morning, right when I like, you know, when I have the bad habit, like everybody else, of opening my phone right when I wake up in the morning to like scroll as I'm like waking up, I opened Facebook Reels, and there was a video of from China showing that they're like smart carts that they have in like the grocery stores. And basically it's like a shopping cart, like a normal one. It has like a little computer with like a screen, and you scan your items like as you put them into the cart.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it keeps your total. It shows your total like on the screen there as you're going. And you don't have to you don't have to check out. You don't have to deal with the cashier. You just walk out of the store with your items.
That sounds so nice.
And I was like, that is so cool. Like, when are we going to get that here? Have you seen anything like that in America?
So I know that some of the Amazon Prime grocery stores, which are no longer a thing, were
They're not?
No, they
Why-
pulled those
How
because
come?
I'm sure profits were gross.
Mm.
Because this cashierless system kind of freaks people out, to be honest. Like, and I'm sure we'll get into this in a minute. There's times when you think a cashier is appropriate and I don't. Like, the only example of this that I can think of right now is, do you have a Sam's Club membership?
I have Costco.
So do I. However, Sam snuck into my email and was like, "Hey, you want a membership for half off?" I was like, "All right."
So now you have both?
So now I have both.
Oh, shit.
But you know what Sam's has that Costco doesn't?
What?
Scan and go.
It's like self-checkout?
Literally a part of the app. You just go in, and as you're buying things, you just boop, scan the little deal, boop, scan the little deal, and it totals it up as you go. So you
That's
have your running
cool.
total.
That's cool.
And then you breeze past all of those plebes in the line. I'm just kidding.
Everyone waiting.
But you
Yeah,
breeze past, I mean, even the guys in self-checkout. Like, you walk past all those guys straight towards the exit. Now, the way that Sam's is set up is that they have these like arches that you walk through that have all these cameras. So
I have not been in Sam's in a minute.
I'll
I
have to
used to
take
have
you.
Sam's many, many years ago, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it was not like that.
I've unfortunately done a little bit of a switch because of Scan and Go. So they have these arches that have like cameras in them, and they just take a bunch of views of your cart. And the app gives you a little QR code because you load your credit card into the app, and so you hit pay, so you
Right.
can walk in through, right?
Right.
Because that's the point.
Right.
Scan and go. You don't just steal and go.
I mean, you could probably try.
Right.
Who knows what'll happen?
Sam's would be like, and then you just give her your little QR code. She scans it. She like peeks around your cart a little bit, and you just walk out.
That's dope.
Dude,
I like
It
that.
is so nice,
That's a
especially
cool feature.
in a big box store.
Right.
Because the most daunting part about those places is standing in the queue for the cashier.
Yes.
I am not a fan.
No, I don't like shopping at those places for that reason.
Yeah,
Like,
it's overwhelming.
I will typically order on Costco. So on Costco online,
Mhm.
they have like their wholesale, like section that you can buy from that they don't have like in the store. Like
Interesting.
Stuff that is not in the store.
Right.
Which is cool. Like it's made for like small businesses or whatever if you're buying like snacks or whatever, right? But you can get stuff on there for like hella cheap.
Right.
And that's a nice thing. And it's like 2-day shipping. So you can get like bigger portions of things.
Right.
For cheaper.
Which is
like
great,
paper
especially
towels,
since you have like a household that needs
a lot of stuff like
larger
that.
portions of like cleaning products and stuff. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah, when I saw that thing, I was like, I really like I would appreciate having smart carts in stores out here.
I would use it all the time.
I personally don't like using self-checkout if I have a lot of items.
So why though? Like because that seems counteractive. It's like
pain in the
I
ass
want to be able
me.
to scan everything in my cart, but yet I won't use a self-checkout. I'd rather go see a dude.
Well, first of all, like if like I know a lot of people like go back and forth on this whole topic, right? Because like, you know, people are upset, like workers, right? They're just like standing around.
Right.
If there's only, if the store is hella busy and there's only like a couple of checkout lines open and the lines are long, I probably won't wait in that line for the cashier. I probably will just do self-checkout.
Because you know you're more efficient than standing in that line.
Right.
Right.
But if there's like no one in the store, I will much rather go through like the cashier line
and go see the dude
and see the dude and like allow them to like do their job, you know, have like a little human interaction.
That's
whatever.
Fair. That's very fair. You know, honestly, I mean, you're just helping them out
versus doing self-checkout because I'm still bagging my stuff, whether I'm doing self-checkout or checking out on my own.
Right.
And if I have a lot of things, it's just a pain in the butt to do self-checkout sometimes because you don't have all the space to like stack your stuff because sometimes the weight is like you have to keep your items on the freaking thing.
That's fair.
And you can't put them in your cart.
Because I think self-checkout is really more designed for like the 15 items or less.
Yeah,
vibe.
and like most of them have that like stipulation, that limit, that little sign.
Yeah.
You know.
But then that's the only checkout they leave open and you have a cart full of stuff.
Yes,
and
because
you're like,
we
sorry,
have
friend.
been in Target together with a cart full of stuff and
the only
literally
thing available is self-checkout.
But why is that? Like, are they doing that because they want people to strictly go to self-checkout, or is it because they don't have enough employees to like work a couple registers?
I don't know. I've always wondered. I mean, because ever since 2020 kind of made us all like scared of each other.
Yeah.
And self-checkout and like touchless pay systems and all of that stuff kind of became a more forward form of consuming our products.
Yeah.
The good old checkout line is I think a thing of the past. I think the future is scanning carts, scan and go.
Oh, the future I think is that.
I mean,
sure.
I want to push it that direction. I mean,
I'm on board with that. Like, I'm okay.
But then you're making people obsolete with technology.
I know, and that sucks though because like, what are those people gonna do? You know, like those teenagers that are at the grocery stores
starting their first jobs,
the retirees that are still working a few hours each day to just get out of the house, make a little bit of money, whatever, like
to have benefits,
whatever their reasons are for working there, like that takes that away. So then, you know, like that sucks. Like, where are those people going to end up working then?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's.
I mean, it's the whole reason why you go see a cashier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just to help keep them employed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's fair.
You know, and then you have, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the recent like strike or whatever that King Soopers had with the employees or still going on. I don't know. I don't really know why they're on strike. I feel like they're always on strike for something. Or it happens frequently. Do you know why?
They're on strike right now because they're not getting paid enough.
Okay. But I heard that they were trying to demand like $30 an hour or something like that.
I mean, when you're negotiating, you hit a big ugly number first, and then you kind of come down somewhere in the middle.
How much are they getting paid? Do we know?
I don't know. I think it's something like $17 an hour. I'll have to fact check this, but I'm not quite sure.
We'll look into it. Because I was like, $30 an hour, dude.
But some of the King Soopers are unionized and some of them are not. And right now, Chad and I are trying to be conscious where we're shopping. If the King Soopers is on strike, we'll just go to a different one. We live close to one that's is hunky-dory.
The one right here I don't think has any issues on 136 because when the strike was going on and like people were out picketing and stuff, like they were not
because they're not
doing anything.
I can't remember if they are a part of a union or if they're not a part of the union. I don't know what makes them different to have them.
How come some stores are part of one and not part of one?
See, I don't understand the dynamics of that.
It's all one company.
I mean, but you know,
Are they
how,
individual franchises?
I mean, you know how like a company can own a bunch of Firestone tires,
Yeah.
but then like also one guy can own this Firestone tire over here, and he's not a part of the. He just bought a franchise. He's not a part of the group.
Right. So
sort of thing.
it's a franchise of some sort. That's weird.
I mean, I don't know if franchise is the right word for it, but I know it's like some of them can be independently owned as much as they can be, and then some of them are a larger part of a conglomerate, I guess.
Very interesting.
That is just my base level of understanding.
I'm gonna do a little bit of research. I'll put some facts in.
It's fair. It's fair.
Interesting grocery store facts.
Well, I mean, and it makes me think of like, you know, all the stores that we've lost, right? Because like Albertsons.
Yeah.
Remember Albertsons?
Yeah. Albertsons was
Albertsons
really
is
popular
gone.
in Arizona.
So it was in Nevada too.
And Safeway was like where we shopped in Arizona. Safeway in Arizona looks way different than the Safeways out here.
That's interesting. So it's like Safeway, the posh grocery store.
Safeway and then Fry's. Like Fry's Food and Drug. Yeah. Is like Arizona's too. You either shop at Fry's or Safeway, one of the two. I think Fry's is like their Kroger.
Yeah.
Like their
I think
Supers.
Fry's is Kroger.
Yeah. Because I know my little thingy works for there. And also like Publix in Florida is also like a Kroger store because my number
if
works
that's
for there.
the fucking truth, then why do we not have the coolest part of Publix is their little deli?
Yes.
Dude, why? Why can we not have that?
I don't know.
Those that
You
should
can't
not
have
just
all
be.
the things.
I want all
the grocery
things.
stores in Florida are way different than they are out here.
I know.
I love them. They're so
jealous.
They're nice and I don't know. They're just different.
But
the vibe is different. I don't know. It's different.
We were talking about this earlier. Remember Toys R Us? Were you
Yes.
a Toys R Us kid?
Yes.
I was a Toys R Us kid.
Some of my best memories were going to Toys R Us and like picking out certain things, and we had both said that our parents used it as a reward for us.
Yeah.
Like for whatever, like doing your chores or got good grades. My dad would always be like, "We'll go to Toys R Us this weekend and pick something out." And I'm like, "Yes, let's go." And I always be like, "What's my like spending limit?"
Yeah. It's like you're walking in a casino. You're like, how much can I spend?
Pretty much. They had everything there. I was so bummed
like
when
aisles of just like Barbie and puzzles and just like any group of genre toys that you wanted to be a part of was there.
Yeah, it was. And when the girls were really young, I remember going there one year for Christmas to shop for them. Sorry. It's cold and dry and everything is
I'm suffering for the same reason.
And I don't remember Toys R Us being the way that it was when I was there as an adult. And I don't know if it's because like the products and things were just different or it changed, but it just didn't seem the same.
I think Toys R Us had its downfall pretty much in our teenage years.
Yeah.
So by
I
the
agree.
time we were purchasing in it as an adult, it was a different company.
Yeah. Because it was not like all warm and fuzzy when I walked in. I was like, ew.
I think the only place Toys R Us currently exists is Canada.
Is it?
Yeah. I think
Interesting.
Canada still has Toys R Us.
Forever 21 is closing down.
Wah, wah. Bummer. I don't really like that store. Forever
Did you
21,
ever shop there, like, at all
H&M.
throughout?
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember pulling pieces from that place.
For sure.
But I'm sure the reason why Forever 21 is going out of business is because of the quality of the clothes is dead matched with Shein and Temu.
That's exactly why. I just saw it pop up when I was scouring around this morning for random things to talk about. And I was like, ooh, I didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been out to the malls recently.
Right.
But like Party City is also, there's a lot of Party City stores here in Colorado that are closing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was reading about that, so they're looking for a liquidating company to try to buy them right now.
Dang.
And if they don't, then they have to file their second bankruptcy.
Shit.
But they were saying that they blame it mostly on like Temu and Shein and stuff like that, which I have obviously shopped at Forever 21. It wasn't like my go-to store. It was like, all right, I'll go in there and see if they have anything.
I'm
but
just browsing.
this, like, I hated shopping in there because everything was so crammed together.
And there's
you
really
couldn't
no good way
look.
to like look through. It's like looking through clothes at the thrift store.
Yeah, and it's too much.
Yeah.
Way too much for me. I didn't have the brain capacity to deal with that.
Well, I mean, and the quality of clothes is crap too.
Yeah.
Like they're thin,
It's like
sheer,
Charlotte Russe.
chintzy. Yeah, just like. And like Charlotte Russe went to the wayside. Like,
Yeah.
holy cow, how many stores have we killed? Remember Mervyn's?
Dude, I worked at Mervyn's.
No way, dude.
Yes. That is such like a Arizona, like Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
They had
even
'em up
know.
here.
Did they have them in Colorado?
Mm-hmm. We had a Mervyn's for a while when I first moved up here.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah, because they shut it down in Arizona like a few years after I worked there. But it was one of my first like teenage jobs.
Solid.
But I used to
Loved
shop
Mervyn's.
there
all the
all
time.
yeah. Dude.
Because it was
loved
like
that
the hip
store.
department store.
Yes.
It wasn't all stuffy like
No,
Dillard's.
but they had like a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
For
Like
everybody.
your mom and you could
Yeah,
shop.
everybody could shop there.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah. I worked in like the bath and like bed section.
Cool.
So I always had to like make sure the towels were all nice and
Like,
folded,
folded.
and they had like the walls of towels. And they had to like, be folded a certain way and all that stupid stuff.
Hilarious.
Yes. And then I would get irritated when people would walk by and like,
And just like shuffle them all up.
yeah, and I'm like, damn it. I learned very quickly that retail was not for me. I was like, heck,
I can't stand people.
no.
That's fair.
I was like, people are just dicks when it comes to stuff like that.
It's almost like
Like,
they're
I
expecting
try.
something. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
like-
saying? Like what are you expecting from Mervyn's, ma'am? Get real.
Some high class like treatment. No.
You are not going to get the Nordstrom experience
Definitely not.
at Mervyn's.
No. Definitely not. But I went to Safeway earlier today.
Mhm.
And that one I went to on 104th is really ghetto, dude.
104th in Colorado?
Yeah.
Well, it used to be in Albertsons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it ain't no Arizona Safeway, I'll tell you
no,
that.
ma'am. And like
also the one on Washington and whatever, 120th. That Safeway is also really ghetto. I have not been to a nice Safeway in Colorado.
No.
I don't shop there ever. I had to go pick up
Safeway's like
medication.
$1 more
but
than soups anyways.
yeah, it's more expensive. But when I was there, when I was pulling in, there was a homeless man and his dog.
Mm-hmm.
And every time
Sucks.
when I see the dog,
Tugs on my heartstrings.
every time, dude. And so when I was in there, just picking up medication, I get a couple other things. I got the dog some dog food, and I picked up the homeless guy some fried chicken and some snacks.
That's fair.
And I was like, "Here you go, dude," and like carried on my way. But it like made me think, like, how often like do you give money to or do anything like that to homeless people that you see out and about?
Man, this is gonna expose me here for a second. I don't.
Ever?
It's really hard for me too. I have to be in a giving mood and I have to have extra.
Is there
And
a
I
reason
really
why?
only ever see if I see a dog, I'll go in and buy stuff for the dog more often than I will the dude. So
Well,
I
that's
mean,
fair. I mean,
maybe it's all I can afford at the time. Maybe I'm just feeling a certain way. I don't know. But like I work really hard for my money. Like I don't make a lot of money. I don't. I mean, neither do you. Like we're all going through the struggle, and the fact that you're able to find a place in your pocketbook and your heart to open up and be like, here's some dog food. Here's here's dinner. Here's a snack for later. Here's some here's some basics.
it was like less than $20.
Even still, like $20 is a lot of money.
Yeah. And I'm counting pennies right now. So I was
Right.
like, but I couldn't and for me, I don't give money or things to people often. Like if I see them or if they have a dog, 100% I always will buy dog food and usually a snack and like a gallon of water for them. If they have young kids with them, I usually don't, and that sounds crappy because
They're
feel
using
like
the
they're
kids
using
to
their
exploit you.
kids.
So if like there's a dude just out there with like the sign saying,
his
"Hey,
kids
I'm
are just,
cold
like,
and
sitting over
hungry,"
there.
no.
like I usually
But what
don't
if the
do
dude's
that.
alone?
it depends. Like it has to hit something in me. Like I have to look at them and I have to
Resonate.
feel a certain way
Fair.
about them to know or to feel if it's genuine or not. And whether it ends up being genuine,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, like, cause I did the deed or whatever.
Right.
Like whether I give them cash, like if I usually don't give cash, but like rarely I have.
Mhm.
I've given people like $100 before on
Dang.
the side of the road.
Right.
Just because
You found something inside you that resonated with them.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? They need it. And whatever they spent it on, whether it was drugs, a hotel, food, whatever, like it didn't matter to me. They needed it. And
That's fair.
I was the one that was able to supply it to them
Right.
at that moment.
I just get
You know?
tired of seeing the same people at the same intersection pull
Yes,
off, and
that
I
I
get
don't
tired,
like.
and then that just jades me towards the rest of them. Like
Yeah.
I see the same mom up there
Mm-hmm.
with the same group of kids with the same sign. I see the same people on the same intersections asking for the same thing, and I'm just jaded by it.
Yeah.
Like I prefer to give my money to people that I know, that I love. I love to help out family,
Mhm.
friends, anything I can do to better your situation. Let's do that. Like those are the people I like to give money
sure.
to where if I have extra, that's where I'd rather give it than to the gentleman who's waiting for money all day,
Right.
every day
In the same spot.
in
that
the
you
same
see. Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Who
saying?
probably like walks over to his car over there and then drives home to his house.
Right. And I mean,
I've
and
seen
unfortunately,
a lot of
we don't know the
stories-
story, but like
Right.
that seems to be more often than
And
not.
you know what? Like I've seen people post about stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like that they've seen, you know, homeless people, whatever, like walking to their car and they like followed them to their house. And I'm like, okay, well, just because they have a house doesn't mean crap.
Right.
They could not be working still.
That could
They
not be
out
their
of a
house.
job. That
They
could
could
not
be
be their
sleeping on the
house. It
couch.
could- yeah, like
you know, like you don't know the situation.
exactly. So, but yeah, I was just curious, like what your opinion, like what your thoughts were on that, because I mean, I've gotten approached like by people in freaking.
The parking
lot
asking for money because they
Yeah.
ran out of gas.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I'm not trying to get picked up here and shipped across to Cuba
no,
or sex trafficked wherever.
no.
But like they do, like I've had people do that before, and I'm like,
No,
no,
hard pass.
no. For me, it has to hit something in me
Mm-hmm.
to give. And I first of all, I rarely ever have cash.
Right. Same.
So on the off chance that I do have cash and you're homeless and something resonates and I'm like, here you go, like that's great. But usually I'll end up like if they're outside of a store, like or a parking plaza, whatever, like today, and it hits something in me, I'll usually like buy stuff for them and bring them out and be like, here.
I mean, it's just a matter of where do you put your extra. Like I
Yeah.
like to, like if you're giving me a service and I'd rather
Right?
give you a bigger tip than give cash to the dude
Mm-hmm.
outside. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, it's just a matter of where. Where do you put your extra?
In my pocket.
I try.
I
try.
I
to, like,
try.
hold on to it with
Try to put it
everything
in
that I
there.
have. Yeah, it's a rough game right now.
It is, dude.
And I mean, we're doing well in comparison to a lot of people out there, and I appreciate and I love the fact that we're in the situations that we are. But like, man, I need every penny.
Same.
It doesn't matter that I'm doing well. I still need every dollar.
Yes.
You know?
Everyone needs all their dollars right now, I think.
I think we're going through a little bit of a recession.
Is that everybody or just us?
I think no, that's everybody.
Speaking of pennies, did you hear they might be getting rid of the penny?
The penny? No way.
Yeah.
Weird. How wild would that be?
Well, I was talking
It just makes everything more expensive by like 4 more cents.
Yeah. Cuz I mean most other countries do things, they don't have pennies. They do things in like 5 cents.
They do things a little more round. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's wild. What
I mean, it's not like you're like
where are they gonna put what are we
Hold-
gonna do with all these pennies?
the pennies that we have.
Yeah. Do we just
Um,
like spend them till they're gone and then what?
What are they going to do with them? Well, it costs more to
To make a penny than a penny spends.
yeah, first of all. But like, what are they going to do with all the pennies that still exist
That's
in
what
the
I'm
world?
saying. Where are those gonna go? Are they gonna buy them
They'll
back
probably
from
just
me?
melt them down into something else.
the new currency? Or is there going to be a new currency, or is it just the pennies gone? Just like Pluto,
Just
no
gone.
longer a planet. Pennies no longer exist. Like,
Are they trying? Is this a Mandela effect happening right in front of us? In like 3 years, they're gonna be like, pennies never existed.
no, no.
And I'm gonna be
And
like,
then we're going to have like buckets.
mountains of them.
Like, see, they existed.
Have you seen like those stupid articles of people that like go to cash in? They're like, however ridiculous amounts of pennies at banks, and they get turned down for it. Interestingly, we have a shit ton of change that we've just had like
accumulated over the
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
And when we first came back, we were like purging a lot of stuff, and I was like, we need to get rid of all this stuff, like the big bucket. I was like, I'm done with it. Like, we don't ever put anything in there anymore. Like, it was during like bail bonds when we always had cash and like change
Yeah.
and stuff. But anyway, so I like rolled it all up and hauled it off to the bank, and they almost didn't let me cash it in.
Yeah. They're picky.
I'm like,
they're really picky about it. Like,
First of all,
you almost need to call ahead of time and be like, hey, I think I have about $20 in change.
I
Can
had
you
to
take
go
it?
to 2 banks.
Why?
First of all, it was at Wells Fargo,
Right.
and whatever. Wells Fargo is great. Like, I haven't had that many issues with them.
They just do what they
That
do.
many.
Right. Well, it's a bank.
Yeah. But I've been a customer of theirs for like, I don't know, like 12 plus years.
A long time.
And she was like, well, you don't have a business account. And I'm like, what the hell does that make a difference? Like, this is my personal change that I've just saved up, whatever, just trying to cash it in. Like, I don't need the cash. Like, just take the coins.
She didn't want to count
I'm
it.
making a deposit.
She didn't want to count it.
It was already rolled.
She still has to count it.
They have to weigh it. They don't count them. They weigh them.
Oh, even better. She still has to count it somehow.
Yeah.
She didn't want to, basically.
And she's like, well, I'm not sure if we'll be able to take all of this. And
All
I'm
of
like,
this?
lady,
So
This
they
is like-
take
it
like
was only,
$20.
like- it was only like $400.
Oh, damn. That's a
And
lot of
I
change,
also
my
had-
friend.
I also had like 120 of that was in $50 that someone paid me, like was a payment from bail bonds,
100.
like for a bond.
Dang. How
He-
much did that weigh?
It was heavy.
I bet.
I had to get like the special like like the wraps
Yeah.
from the bank for the $50 because I couldn't find them.
Yeah,
Like,
those don't exist just out in the wild.
no,
No. You can't get
But-
those from Office Depot.
you cannot. Yeah, so it was a whole fiasco, and I was like, what the hell? And
That's
so yeah, she's like, we can
wild.
take, like 200, like things she took like half or whatever. But I was like, that is weird.
Did you
Like,
catch as much flack at the second place?
No,
Really?
not at all.
Should have gone there first.
Yeah,
God dang.
should have. Next time I will.
Boo.
But I was shocked. But then it made me think of those people that have the same issue, and I'm like, why is that a thing? Like,
I don't know. It's
why?
like
Why
we're
are they-
almost more willing
Why would they
to
be
just
refusing to
take the cut at the Coinstar than have to deal with some grumpy Betty behind the
Yeah,
counter.
like basically all I'm doing is I'm depositing this money into my checking account.
But it's not real money to them.
But it is.
But
Like,
it is. The government
Tell
still says
me.
it is.
it irked me.
Oh man, that would piss me off as well.
I was like, I had to go to 2. What the hell? It's so dumb.
Yeah.
And at the second place, I was like, yeah, I just need to like cash this in or deposit it or however you want to do it. Like, I just came from another bank, and
She
it was
said she
kind of
couldn't take it all.
yeah. I said that, and he was like, oh no, there's no issues here. I was like,
French toast
okay.
sticks.
Mhm.
Whatever. Fine.
They just didn't want to do their
Yeah,
job.
no, she did not feel like weighing
No.
that money.
She was like, I don't think we'll be able to take all of this. I'm like, lady, what do you mean?
Take all of
At
this.
least then put a freaking whatever machine in your lobby then.
a coin
Like,
machine.
They used to have that.
Yeah. That was kind of nice. And then you just walked up with a little receipt and they
Yeah.
were like, here we
So
go.
what the hell? Like,
I
if they
don't
want to get rid of the dollar bill and all of that, which they probably will eventually in
Mhm.
the future,
Digital currency.
yeah, like they're gonna need or want like all of the freaking
Because that's
coins
what I'm
back.
wondering about. How are they
Like,
going to get
what
rid of
are
the
they gonna
penny? Like, what
do?
happens? Do we still get to spend the penny? Does the penny still count? Like, can we just have 5
Well,
of them
yeah,
for you
because
instead?
it's like
or are
a
you just going
$2
to
bill.
stop making them? Like
And
where
people still accept the $2 bill.
where are the pennies gonna go?
So I mean, the $2 bill they don't make anymore, but they'll
It still spends the same.
they circle
You're-
around.
You're right. You're right.
So they're not gonna be like, no, ma'am, I cannot take your penny.
That is like instant inflation, though. I don't like that at all.
by 4 more cents
That adds up.
on everything.
Everything.
So what was $2.99 is now what?
Probably still-
306.
Damn.
304.
Yeah, because you can't have that one.
303.
It has to be round.
Yeah.
It has to be divisible by, or it has to be 5, right?
Yeah.
Or a 0.
I don't know, man.
Damn, dude. This show knows we aren't good at math.
No.
And taking away the pennies
Takes
just
us a
makes
minute to figure out the math.
makes this crazy.
We gotta talk it out.
I don't know.
Talk out our math problems.
Gotta show your work, folks.
Yes. Anyways, guys, does that wrap us up already?
I
for
think
today?
we found the end of this episode. Ta-da. It's right here.
Do you have anything that you want to add?
No.
No.
Not gonna cry again. No. Do you have anything you need to say?
I don't think so.
I appreciate you.
We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
See you next week.
See ya.